In 1985, he traveled back in time to kill the mother of the future leader of the Resistance. Then in 1995, he returned to prevent Judgment Day, and after many botched sequels, he has returned to the big screen. I, of course, am talking about the Terminator, a cyborg assassin from the future made to ensure that the machines will take over. You'd think that movies with that concept would be awesome, but that is far from the truth. Today we have yet another Terminator movie that will be going through its own type of Judgment Day, as we're going to find out if it's a hit for the franchise or if it's finally time for the series to be terminated. Let's begin. Hey, what's up guys? I'm Travis, and today I'm going to be reviewing Terminator Dark Fate, the latest entry in the Terminator franchise. There's a lot to talk about this movie and how it connects to the rest of the Terminator franchise, but I'll do my best not to spoil anything major. So to start off the plot, and this is where a lot of people hate the movie already, the plot is exactly the same as the first two Terminator films. A Terminator is sent back in time to kill a person who will one day create an uprising in the future. That much is the same. But there's some new things in the film. First off, the child targeted by the Terminator is a young girl named Danny, who is played by Natalia Reyes. Secondly, Danny is protected by a young woman named Grace, who is sent to protect her. She's played by Mackenzie Davis, and she's not quite what she seems. She's not the only one who's trying to protect Danny. If you've seen the trailers and previews, you know what I'm talking about. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Connor has returned to the franchise, and she's played again by Linda Hamilton. The three of them must stop the latest Terminator model from completing its mission. To do that, however, they call upon a mysterious ally to help them. The ally isn't really much of a surprise to anyone who's seen the trailers. I'm talking, of course, about the legendary Arnold Schwarzenegger. He has returned to the franchise as well, but not quite how you would expect. That's basically the plot of the movie. Very generic, very similar to the previous Terminator movies. The new things of this movie, they're very hit or miss. For example, the main reason that the franchise is very split is the timeline. After Rise of the Machines, the Terminator franchise went to the future in Terminator Salvation, which focused more on John Connor and the Resistance. That movie had kind of a mixed reception, but the next film after that, that's the one that fans decided that Terminator needed to end. I'm of course referring to Terminator Genisys. Most fans agree that that movie was the one that killed the series, and I can agree. So how does Dark Fate compare to those sequels? Well, in my opinion, it's a step in the right direction. It knows what the fans like about the Terminator films, and it delivers. They brought back Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The plot is very much like T2, and hell, even the new Terminator is basically the one from T2. However, this film is far from perfect. While the film is supposedly a true sequel to Judgment Day, it just feels like a bland copy of it. Same thing for the new Terminator. The Rev 9 Terminator is a really cool design with the same abilities that the T2 Terminator had. But the problem is, he's just bland and boring. Gabriel Luna does a great job at portraying the character, but it's just not as memorable as the other Terminators. And remember how I said they brought back the actors that people liked from the other franchise? Well, yeah, here's the thing. They're not used much, which is really disappointing because when the trailer came out, I thought it was going to continue Sarah Connor's story from Judgment Day. But really, it just focuses on the new people like Danny and Grace. And Sarah Connor and Arnold are just pushed to the side, which is sad because Arnold's like not even half of the movie. That's so disappointing. Overall, Terminator Dark Fate is a perfect example of what happens when you put the best parts of your franchise into a sequel but don't build anything off of them, and ultimately wastes those things by creating the same movie that came before. It's such a shame too, because they went through so much trouble to get Linda Hamilton back, and they've also really degraded Arnold's role in the franchise, which is terrible because he's the one that made the series take off in the first place. I don't mind the new characters, I just hate that that's what was focused on. When it comes to a sequel, it should not only have bits of the original, but it should be able to build off those foundations and add to the story in that world. Sadly, Terminator Dark Fate does not do those things. With that in mind, guys, I give this film a C+ rating. Overall, it's definitely the best sequel in the Terminator franchise since Judgment Day. But that's honestly not saying much given the quality of the sequels prior to this one. The acting, characters, and the fight scenes are really good in this movie, but the best things are just pushed aside for the new characters, and it's just a retread with the same plot and same motivations. There are ways to better this series, a direct sequel, a complete reboot, or just stop. As for me, I think it's best that this franchise be terminated. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of our other videos on the channel. We really would appreciate your support. What are your thoughts on Terminator Dark Fate? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Leave a comment down on the video below. And I'll see you at the movies.